Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe with OMGRC. So if you guys did tune in, I was trying to do a live stream of it and it just wasn't working. I was getting bad connection. So I'm gonna go ahead and pre-record this so that way you guys can check it out. Hopefully the detail or the quality will be better anyway. All right, so yes, both of these RC cars are rollers, so there's no electronics in them at all. But I'm gonna sell them as the Kyosho MP9E, which is this guy right here. It's gonna go for say 200 bucks shipped. So they go for, with everything in them brand new, they're like 580. I think that's pretty decent. I mean, yeah, considering electronics. But if you have your own electronics, then it's not a bad deal. As far as the Hobao, anyway, that one, the Hyper TT, it goes for roughly, I think it's like 230 something, and it's a kit at that price. So I'm gonna do that one, this one here, so about 80 bucks cheaper. I'm gonna do it for 150. So I'm gonna go ahead and get close to these things so that way you can see the condition that they're in. They're in pretty good condition. I've cleaned them all up. I've oiled them a little bit here too, so that way, you know, after cleaning them, I don't want to make sure that they don't get rusted. So that's why you're gonna see a little bit of shine to them, because they have an oil coat over them again, so they don't rust up after being cleaned. So it does have a GoPro mount on the top there, so if you do any kind of GoPro, it does have that mount there, but you can always take it off of there. It was okay, it wasn't super stable on there, so that might be something you really want to mount it to, some kind of a chassis part, not really sitting on top of the roof, but it worked a little bit for a short little clips. Tires, they're in pretty good, they're in okay shape. I'm not going to go with pretty good, that isn't overrating that one, because you can see on the back here. Now those back ones were in the front because I was running 4S, and of course, you know, with a lot of these RC cars with a lot of power, those front tires want to balloon, and that's what this did. And because these tires here aren't really made for, well, they're not made for on-road, period. They're going to be made for like clay. But they worked pretty well even on the grass. It was okay. You don't get a lot of traction still. So they're more or less for a clay track. I mean, it's kind of that type of vehicle. So when I ran on the road a little bit too, I used to have some HRPs, GRPs. Yeah, I think they're GRPs. Anyway, I had those tires too. They worked okay on there. That's when I did a speed run with this one. So this car's seen about 78 miles, roughly 78 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, somewhere right around that range, doing a speed run with it. So it's okay. That was not a bad deal. Now that wasn't the stock motor. That was gonna be the 2200 kV motor. That's the Castle Creations. That's the Mamba Max something blah blah blah. Anyway, that's that setup in there. You can always check out another video that I have on that. But I just want to kind of go over this guy here. Anyway, as far as also, because in the video of my previous ones, I did break the A-arm there, so I'm waiting for that to come in the mail so that I can get that replaced. And of course, it's still 200 bucks. You know, I'm not going to send you out a broken RC car, so that's going to get replaced. So let's go over this a little bit so you can kind of see the detail of the RC. You can see where that's broken too. That shock tower. It was bent. I just try to straighten it back up. As far as you can kind of see that. But it was pretty flat once I kind of straightened it up, but it does have a little bit of a, you can kind of see it there, but they're pretty lined up anyway as far as being even now. But it did take a pretty hard hit, as you can tell in the video if you saw that. As far as the body itself, it does have some little spots here as far as bumps to it, but it's never really taken much of any rollover. At least not on the pavement. As the wing, you can kind of tell there too that the wing's pretty. I think I wheelied once. I might have gotten a little bit. I did get a little airborne, I think it was. But I mean, there's nothing. There's a little scratch here. It's very minor as far as that, because this thing pretty much stayed planted on the ground. These little deflectors that are here, they're kind of scratched up a little bit just because of throwing rocks when I did some of the well, anyway, in the gravel there, spinning all those rocks around. So anyway, you can see, I don't believe any of the shocks are leaking because there would have been a lot of dirt all over them at one point in time. Now, it's prior to me cleaning it all up too. But you can see, so let's get in there. So you can see the bottom, and that's this oil that's on there. I had just thrown a little bit of oil just on the gears. You don't really need to put oil on any of the spur gears or pinion gears. I just put a little bit there for whatever reason. Oh, I think because I had gotten it wet or whatever when I ran through a puddle, and I just put a little bit of oil on. I just didn't want my pinion gear or spur gear to get rusted. But really, as far as rust on this, I think I just had that one screw that you can see over here. This guy here, for whatever reason, they got a little bit of rust on it. Other than that, all the other screws are super clean that I mean, what I can see visually. Let's see here. I want to get something to point at here. You can maybe see. This area right here, they did have like a little, I had a dividing wall because this is where the electronic speed controller sat. I just kind of ground that down with the Dremel just because I wanted to put bigger batteries in here because I was running a 6S system. That's how I was trying to get that faster speed run. I don't know, you could probably, maybe you can get a faster speed run even if you didn't do a 6S, depending on how, I had the gears, I think I have a 29 tooth pinion gear in there. I think that's what it was. Sorry, my memory's not so good sometimes with as far as remembering what that was in there, but I think it was a 29 tooth. I have it somewhere in my box. Anyway, getting back to this here, this one, as far as the receiver box, it does have the little foam pad that's in there to kind of, so your receiver doesn't bounce all around. You can always just put a little bit of double stick tape in there, but for whatever reason, Kyosho, they just did it where they just wrapped it in foam and then put it in that little box there. It's nice because you can take it in and out. It's quick and easy to get out if you need to. There's the servo. There is one screw. I'll have to get that one. Anyway, to mount, I know where it's at too. It's on my deck. So I'll get that because there's some other little plastic pieces that have to go underneath here, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Not sure why they did that, or I don't know. You might have a different way of doing it or something like that. But anyway, I don't know if you have to take this little plastic piece all off of there. But when I remove this servo, little two plastic pieces that are, I'll have to grab them. Anyway, this holds from the bottom side of that. So it's kind of stupid in a way. But anyway, that's how that works anyway. So they go underneath and then you got to mount your servo. So I'm assuming you probably have to take this plastic piece off just to kind of remount that servo. Anyway, that's just the way that is. Let's see, I'll show you the chassis on that so we can get kind of moving on. So you can see, yeah, I mean, it's been on the road, so, and because once you get going, it squats, and of course it's just gonna get scratched up, which is a shame because I hate when it gets scratched up too. I think that you can get the pans for, I think I saw them on eBay, like around, I don't know, 20 bucks or something like that. I know they're even more if you get them from a Kyosho, I believe. I thought they were super expensive. I thought they were like $80 or something like that, but I saw them, like I said, for something like 15 plus shipping of 5 or something like that. So really inexpensive, not bad at all. Let's see. Anyway, you can look at the specs on this. I mean, I haven't changed anything else. So if you're looking like, oh, what else did you do to it? I didn't do anything else to it. It's just stock. So I didn't, only thing else I did modify is here. So that way this, when it's holding your motor in, it can go a little bit further outward. That way you can get a larger spur gear that sits right in here. Pinion gear, sorry. That's the spur gear, the pinion gear. So when it sits right here, that way it can go out a little bit wider. But anyway, that's the only thing I did modify, so that little ground out a little bit of aluminum. But again, that is it on that guy, so I'll put that over because I don't want to make that super, super long. All right, so the Hyper TT tires, they're not bad. I mean, as far as their condition, you can see like down the center of it, because that's where it balloons, so it digs onto the asphalt. Again, I'm on the road a lot. So, because I don't care for the right in the grass at it, but there's more asphalt around here than there is open straightaway grass. I mean, I hadn't taken to the park too much, but anyway, going with that, that's why these tires get chewed up quick, because of the fact that I just go on the road a lot. As far as the body condition on it, you can kind of see not many scratches at all. There's a little, that's on the inside, and I'll get to the paint here in a second. So that's a scratch. See, that's a scratch on that part of it there. Other than that, as far as the tops there, now this is higher, this little piece here, so I'm just gonna take this off. Anyway, getting to the paint real quick, because I hate to deviate from what I was gonna say. It's just peel away paint. So it's just Duplicolor, I think is what it's called. I haven't looked at it. Anyways, this is kind of a rubber, plastic, whatever you want to call it. And it just peels off. It was one of my buddies that had mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll go ahead and just try it. I know it's not going to stick like the normal stuff, but I figure, what the heck. Wasn't sure if I wanted that color or not. I wanted green, but I wanted something better. But in a pinch, I just stuck that on there, and it seemed to be all right. I mean, yeah, it does scratch, so it's not definitely nowhere near as good as what it would be if you just got the Lexan paint. But, and I know better as far as, I knew what it would do, but, and usually not too brutal on my bodies, so. Anyway, getting back to this here, anyway, this one I'm gonna sell for $150. A lot of aluminum on here as far as the chassis, the aluminum shocks. The shocks are great. I didn't have to adjust them too much at all. They're pretty firm for the most part, and it does have the sway bars in there, which is nice, just like the MP9E. What I'm getting at is, like, you get a lot. I think you get quite a bit. Now, granted, you know, for $230, there's a lot of other RC cars that are already ready to run, but you're not getting the aluminum. And not to say like aluminum's superior over plastic, because I think that's debatable, but I think build quality wise on this, I think it's really good. I think these are called like the little CVD axles and stuff like that. I think those are nice, and then it goes into dog bone over on the other side or what have you, but really nice there. Those pillow balls too, I don't have a problem with those, and they didn't popped out. Again, I don't bash these vehicles, and when I did do some jumping, fortunately, I think if I did do a video on this or what, maybe I didn't, because I was just gonna get aggravated at one point in time because it was just something stupid. But where is it? I think it's here. It's one of the, is it here? Yeah, I think it's here. I think it's this one here, if I'm not mistaken. Like this here popped off when I did a jump or something, and then the dog bone flew out. And I was like, oh man. So it's not really a jumping RC. Maybe if you're just, I don't know. What I would just do to fix that issue would be, there's some other ones that you can get where they either have a screw, and when you have to replace this here, this little ball end here, make it so there's something like a screw that's there. I'm sure, anyway, you guys probably know better than I. There's some other options that are out there so you can take care of that problem, because I just left it stock. I decided, nope, I'm not gonna jump it, and just leave it as it is. As far as here, this body post that's there, that I do, if I had to look, but I raised it up again because of the fact that I was running a 6S system in here. There was, again, a 2200 kV motor set up in here, and it screamed. And I only ran it on a 4S. I never ran it on, well, I did run it on a little bit of a 6S, and yeah, that got a little wild. So I just went ahead and just put it back on the 4S. Now I did modify the tray itself, so that way I could get two of them in here, and that way it can kind of go outside a little bit, hang over. Therefore, I had to raise the body mount or body post, and then also a little bit of, as far as the body goes, I didn't modify anything on the body, but what it would do is it would bow out a little bit over on one side, just because of the fact that the battery was kind of hanging off a little bit over here. Let's see, anything else? So yeah, this is what it would come with, you know, if you purchased it. Again, I didn't really, that's just dust or something. Anyway, so it's clean there. Again, not really as far as any rust that I can see. I did oil it all down after cleaning it. That just needs some goo going on it. I might even clean that up before I ship it out. It's just residue from the previous receiver. So I had a little Futaba radio or Futaba receiver in there. As far as the chassis goes, there's the chassis on it. It's got some scrapes and stuff like that. I mean, it's been used. And I didn't use any kind of chassis protector. I know there's stickers or something like that. I don't know how good they are. But you guys, I think they're like 10 bucks or something like that. Anyway, I don't know if they made one for the Hyper TT or not. But anyway, that's that. Man, I can't believe I'm already talking 15 minutes on this. I can't. Okay. So anyway, sorry, this is a long video. Man, I can ramble, I guess. But I want to give you guys some details to it too. So anyway, that's that. If you need some more video on it, let me know. But I think I covered most of it. I'll try to get some other little close-up shots here. Anyway, everything's super, for the most part, really clean. I don't use my RC vehicles a lot, like some of you guys out there that jump, run, I don't know. I use them for a little bit, I like them, but I want to get some trucks too. I don't know. So that's why I'm just getting rid of it. That way I can get some other RC cars, and that way I can get some more RC videos. Now again, I mean, I do have the hobby shop and everything like that, but you know, I still got to pay for those, so, and they're not cheap still, no matter what. So that's why I'm just trying to get rid of some of them. That way I can go ahead and get some new ones and get some videos out for you guys. Because I want to do some jumps and stuff like that. So I'm looking to get some trucks and stuff like that, a little bit more rugged when it comes to doing that. But again, because that didn't really do so well as far as jumps, more like nice cushion jumps or whatever. But again, you'll probably want to replace those ball ends there with something else that'll hold that rod in there better. That would be the only thing. I mean, it's not gonna, it's pretty good. It's not just gonna pop right off, but it did pop off when I did a small jump on it. Again, like those tires, they look pretty good on there. I think that would be it, yeah, so. Right. Appreciate you guys watching. Sorry it was over 17 minutes here. But anyway, I'll get some more stuff out here, but I just figured I'd sell these here, let you guys know about them. Anyway, till next time, this is Joe with OMGRC. Later.